So here's what I'm thinking of doing. I think I heard it from Jenna Belly, something about pretty edges, and I've got these two pretty new books here that I made both of them. Actually, this is an older book that I hand sewed, and it's halfway full, but I still consider it new because it's got so many empty pages. And this one I just made, sorry, I keep hitting the camera, with my binding machine. This was with some leftovers, and I probably should have made it some more holes. It's one of my, like the third book I made, but it kind of wobbly. See that? If I had put more holes in it, more binding on it, it would probably work better. But it's a new book, and I think it only has like one real true journal page in it. The rest I've just made some backgrounds. That's the only journal page in it. But I'm thinking about doing the pretty pages thing. And with that, what I was looking at is I made these jelly prints several years ago and just put them in a notebook to be used later. And I pulled those out today thinking, it's kind of neat. So I think I'm going to cut those up and use them over both books and do some pretty edges. Now for this one, I was thinking I might do some top edges as well as some side edges. And what you do is, I'm probably going to start on some blank pages because I'm probably going to base my journal page off of this. But I'm going to cut them up in little strips, and you're going to fold them over so that when you're looking at the book and the edge, it's going to have a little edge instead of just the regular paper. I do have one I can show you real quick. Let's see, what book did I just have? Well, I'm lying. Well, I can't find it. So, we will pause this video and I'm going to go cut some strips, and then I will start making some edges. And here I'm probably just going to start in the back and add some edges. I think it would be cute that if I had a book that was all edges. We'll do that in the future. This is just going to be an experiment for now. So we're going to pause and get busy. I decided I am not going to actually cut these. I'm going to rip them because I really like the ripped look. And you can rip it where you're ripping it this way, you'll have white edges, or you can rip it the other direction and you won't have any white edges. So you can just do a combination of each if you want. I really want to keep these parts together, so that's going to be an edge somewhere. And I kind of like it just like this, so. Okay, all of my pieces. Woohoo, look at that. Now we just need some glue. I'm partial to my Elmer's glue here, purple glue stick. I go through these like crazy. So let's see, get rid of that. I think I'm going to put these in a pile, and we're going to start somewhere here. That really needs to be in a journal page. It goes like that. So randomly pick some. I want to use it on white pages somewhere. I think that will be pretty. You can do it right in the middle, or you do it on the edge. Or we can just do this here. You know what? And I always have to have a little backup area so I'm not getting glue everywhere. Be sure I have some to fold over. And a bone folder might be nice here. Oh, that's pretty. So let's stand that up and see what we've got. So now we can automatically see this pretty edge. Isn't that gorgeous? I really like that. Ooh, this is fun. So let's see, I'll pick another one here. This I wanted to do. My camera's a little too close for this. Okay. Oh, but then if I do that, I'm gonna do that anyway. Let's see, we're gonna get the hearts on like the very edge so we have some more that go over. And you can use magazines, you know, images or anything. I just happened to remember I had these jelly prints in there and thinking that would be something really cute. So there we go. You can see that. Now you're a little too close. You can see that pretty edge kind of stick out right there. So once you get this book full of pretty edges, I think that's going to be neat. Let's try this other book here because you can probably see some better. See, just plain. Let's pick out, you know what, let's, since I'm going to have that be a different edge, let's pick us out a blue page with some of this. That'll be pretty, and we can even mix some in if we wanted to, but I kind of like it like that. Now let's see what we've got. Two pretty edges. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. And we could also be doing them on the top as well. Make something stick out. So instead of bore you with more things, because I've got a whole bunch more to glue together, I think I'm going to glue those together. I'm going to stop the video and then, or pause it, and then I'll come back and show you what I did. Okay, so here we are back, and let's see what I did. I started this yesterday, and I actually used 2.5 glue sticks doing this, but it was really fun. So I want to show you. I tried to move the camera further away this time because yesterday I had it a little too close. I don't know if you could actually see. I'll have to wait for the playback when I look at it later to see. But this is a journal that I had already started. It was like not even quite halfway done to here, and you see how my pages are distorted and fat, and I like that chunkiness. But I had learned this technique from Jenna. She called it juicy edges. I just called it pretty edges. I don't know. And she had said, you know, don't do it partially throughout a book, or like, you know, don't do like I just did, because it'll make one half chunky. My pages are already chunky anyway, but I wanted to see what it looked like. And I really like the way the book looks now, because it looks more welcoming instead of, you know, if you have the white page fear. This kind of makes the whole book look more welcoming instead of just having these plain white edges. We've got some pretty colors and stuff up here. I don't know if I did, no, see on this one, I didn't do any of the bottoms, maybe one right in there. But that's kind of boring, but if you look at it like this, it's really more inviting. And this I had already started. This I just took some jelly printing that I did from years ago. I really just literally did some jelly printing and stuck it in a notebook, and it's been in there ever since. So I went and pulled out a whole bunch of those and just randomly taped them in here. The next book I'm going to show you, I got a little more into it, and I think that's where I use most of my glue stick with. And but this just gives you something more to work with in the blank page, and I tried to match up the pages somewhat with the coloring, so it'll give me, you know, something to start with. So, and I didn't do all of these. And I'm not worried about the glue. I would just really went crazy with this instead of using a blank piece of paper that I usually glue on top of and then put into the book. You can kind of see, I just glued straight down there. That's all going to get covered up. It doesn't matter. It gets extra texture sometimes. So, just randomness. I think that's about it for this book. But that is just really pretty. And I like my books to be fat, so it doesn't bother me at all. In fact, when this book is finished, it may just have to stand like that because it's so fat. We'll see. And here's my bounded book that I did. This is actually a butterfly magnet my husband and my daughter bought me a long time ago. And I lost the magnet, and instead of putting another magnet on it and sticking it in the refrigerator, I just thought I'd make it out of this, into this journal. So, let's see what I did here. I already had this background started, but then I decided to put, I had a James Avery magazine from last year that I ended up tearing up and putting into most of this with some more of the jelly print. And I kind of like the way this frames it out. The coloring looks really beautiful together, so I don't know what I'll do with that. But, and this I already had made, and I thought, you know what, that looks really pretty with some green and red. So that's looking really nice. Let me show you this first, though. This book barely had anything in it. In fact, it has only has 2 art journal pages in it so far. But when I did this, I thought, oh my gosh, that is so pretty and so inviting. The sides are now pretty and inviting. I did some of the bottoms, and it's so much more inviting and fun to work with. And to prove that I made this journal from scratch. I don't know where I got that at. I don't buy the, what do they call that board? I don't buy this stuff. I save stuff up that I get in the junk mail that comes out of packages or whatever. So I made this whole thing. Anyway, back into what we've got going on here. This one I'm not really happy with, but that's okay. That's a journal page, a background that I started with masking tape, and because I had used it on this, it folded over into that. That's fine. I will do something with it. These are just some pages, and they're pretty thin, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I'm actually thinking about ripping this out and incorporating it over here somewhere so it kind of matches with these two. That's one journal page in here. Just do it. And so, pretty much, yeah. That kind of goes really good with that, I think. So, I didn't do every page. I just did some. And these, whoops, keep sticking to something. What am I doing down there? More James Avery, and I thought that would make something really cute. 2 pages that'll kind of go together. I don't know what they'll, peacock and owl. It's really neat. This is a funky coloring page. In other words, this is I did the background with Distress ink, and I just wanted to add more to it. So you can just keep building and building, and it makes it kind of fun. That looks really thick. Aha! Now that's cute. We've got hearts on this side from the jelly print, and hearts on that side from jelly printing. Little zebra, same purple color. Okay. And more James Avery over here. I really went crazy with glue, so some things are still stuck together. I really loved this jewelry set, so I don't know what I'll end up making on that, but I thought that was really pretty. I told you I went crazy on this book. More. And places I have little small pages, I don't really know what for, but I ripped some jelly print up. Also got from a Delusion stencil that I ordered. I ripped that up and put that in there. Some more jelly print, random pages. This is kind of cute. Purple, and then on my extra page I used some of the purple. I like the way these go into each other. So hopefully I'll be showing you this in some time from now, and it'll be all finished, and you won't even recognize some of this. Let's see. I like the way this worked out. This came out of a James Avery, and it says to receive. I like dream to receive, so I kind of put that together, and I'll probably be sure to leave that open whenever I make that page. This I went a little crazy with. I like this pearl necklace, so it's kind of like all incorporated in here. And it made for a nice thick page on this one. And we're getting close to the end. Oh, I like how this turned out. This was a page I already had in there. In fact, it's kind of pockety because it's folded over. I can do something funky with it. And then I took this out of the James Avery magazine, and I just like the way it said the gift. And when you flip this over, we've got the green and some green and some green. I just like how that went out. And we're about getting done. I told you I made a mess with glue. Just kind of random stuff there, more random. I like how this black and blue goes together. That's going to be fun to play with. Some more from the Delusions stencil I ordered. Yep. Purpley Fun. That's going to be fun. That's kind of random. I like that one. And this is the only other art journal page in this book. And it doesn't really say anything. It's just, it's really pretty because I used metallic gel pens with the tree stencil. Brick stencil. I drew the owl. I drew the dragonflies and the owl, and the leaves are stencil. But I love white owls. That's about it for this book. But it turned out really, really neat, and now it's more attractive to me to pick it up and do something in it instead of, you know, you don't just have the white page fear. It's sometimes the white book fear, you know. You just want something more inviting. So now I think it's really a lot more inviting and really pretty. All right, bye.